Hello, you're tuned into the Black Nation of Israel. I'm going to be talking about this case involving a 3-month-old baby. This case happened in Dallas. Involving a babysitter, a 17-year-old babysitter. Her name is Tania Johnson. As you see on the photo, the 17-year-old is in jail in Dallas on a capital murder case. Her name is Tania Johnson. The baby's mother name is Aspen Smith. And the baby that you see on the photo is Ashton Smith, a 3-month-old baby. I'm not going to show the video footage because I don't want a copyright strike. But you can look this up, and there is video footage on the internet of a 3-month-old child who died from a skull and fractured brain injury and seizures. That's right, the child died from a skull, fractured brain injury and seizures. And this photo of Tania Johnson, that's her photo, the 17-year-old that's in jail. And you can go to the internet and you can see the video footage. But I'm going to talk about this. The 17-year-old Tania Johnson is the babysitter. She told the mother earlier that the child was sick and had a fever while she was looking after the baby. Okay. First of all, the mother, Aspen Smith, the mother's name is Aspen Smith. She didn't want her face to be in the video, but she's being interviewed. She should not have left her baby boy in the care of a 17-year-old. That's number one right there. That shows the lack of judgment and lack of wisdom that she had. She should have took the baby to one of her family relatives. And while the baby was in the care of this woman here that you see on the photo, the baby suffered a fractured brain injury and seizures. This shows that the 17-year-old, this 17-year-old did not have patience at all. You see? And she have children of her own. There's no way that a child should have to suffer this, a baby. In the interview, when you see the video footage, in the interview, the mother, her name is Aspen Smith. She said her baby showed her, she said that, and I'm going to show you the discrepancies, that this mother was immature. she was not a fit mother. Because in the interview, she said her baby showed her patience and to be supportive. And then she laughed at the end of the interview when the news reporter was interviewing her. She laughed. This shows her lack of empathy for her own child. I watched the video. At the end, she laughed. You could see the immaturity of this black mother, of her newly born baby child. First of all, she should have had patience with her own child. A mother's supposed to always have patience. She said her baby showed her how to have patience. And to be supportive. She should have already known those things, you see. And this is the mindset of some of these black single parents that's having children. They don't have the support. They don't know how to be supportive of their children and to be patient with them. And she should not have put her child in the care of a 17-year-old. She should have took her child to a daycare center or in the care of her family bloodline relatives who was older than her while she went to work. So this shows the lack of judgment and wisdom that she had. You see. And when the uncle picked up the child, he should have immediately took the baby to the hospital. Immediately. But no. He went and drove to the baby's mother and picked her up before he took the child to the hospital. This was a grave error right here. He should have immediately put the child in the hospital. See, this is the mind state that some of these single female has. No way that this child should have been riding around in this condition with a brain injury, a fractured brain injury, and a skull fracture with seizures. Tania Johnson is the baby. She told the mother earlier that the child was sick and had a fever. That was initially what was being told an hour before the baby was picked up by the uncle. The uncle showed lack of judgment also and wisdom because he didn't take the child to the hospital. And the mother, when she was being interviewed, she didn't have no patience with the child and to be supportive because she said her baby taught her that. That's crazy. That's immature. Clearly, this was abuse. This was abuse here. These things need to be pointed out among our people and among the Israelite community. See, these things right here are being overlooked. You see, we need to put these things on the radar because you see, without the children, we don't have a future. This is what our people are heading to, without a future. And as you see Tania Johnson's mugshot, she don't have no remorse of the murder of that baby boy, of that 3-month-old baby boy. You can see in her mugshot, look in those eyes, she doesn't have any remorse at all. She's only concerned about getting out of jail. The lack of empathy. And concerning the mother, Aspen, this is a scripture. I know I've read it before, but I'm going to read it again. It says, "She is hardened against her young ones as though they were not hers. Her labor is in vain without fear. The pregnancy was in vain without fear. Because Elohim had deprived her of wisdom, neither hath he imparted to her understanding." Both of these women, Tania and Aspen, fit these scriptures here. Fit these scriptures. Hardened against her young ones. And this is the mind state of single black mothers, parents, who is hardened against their young ones. Okay, this is the end of the video. Peace.